Stanley Smith, and I'm going to tell you the story of More Than a Match. Once upon a time, there was a man who was so wise, no one could tell just how wise he was. He was also so old that no one could remember his name. In fact, he had forgotten it himself, so he was simply called the Wise One. Now, the Wise One lived in the city of here, which was a day's ride away from the city of there, with only one road going between them. Now, one day, a merchant was traveling along the road from the city of here to the city of there, when he met a giant.
None shall pass without a fight. Choose your weapon, wrong or right, I'll more than match you, dark or light.
Hello, the giant.
Never mind, said the merchant,
and he ran back to the city of here, telling everyone he met. Pretty soon, the king found out about it.
Said the king, what shall I do?
Honey, said the queen.
Not now, dear, said the queen. My counselors of three know best.
The first counselor raised his finger.
Your Majesty, as the king, it is important that you uphold the rights of your citizens, as well as their right to travel. You should send your warrior, the master of clubs.
Said the king. I don't know, but eventually he agreed. The next morning, the master of clubs walked down the road, until he met
a giant dressed up like the master of clubs. None shall pass without a fight. Choose your weapon, dark or light, I'll more than match you, wrong or right.
Hello, the giant. Said the master of clubs. I choose clubs. But just as he was pulling out from his back a club, the giant pulled a larger club out from behind his back. Whack! Whack! The master of clubs was shorter and wider than he was before. Ran back to the king.
Said the king, what shall I do?
Honey, said the queen.
Not now, dear, said the king, my counselors know best.
The second counselor tapped his nose.
Your Majesty, this is an outrage that this giant has been doing against our people. You need to send one of your warriors. Send the master of swords.
Said the king. I don't know, but eventually he agreed. The next morning, the master of swords went out to meet the giant, who was now dressed like the master of swords.
No one shall pass without a fight. Choose your weapon, dark or light, I'll more than match you, wrong or right, yelled the giant.
I choose swords, said the master of swords. But just as he was unsheathing his sword, the giant pulled out a larger sword. Ting, ting. His clothes were in shreds.
He ran back to the city of here. Said the king, what shall I do?
Honey, said the queen, you would
not now, dear. I must rely on my counselors.
The third counselor pulled his ear.
Your Majesty, this is an outrage against our kingdom. Think it is time to unleash the secret weapon, the Master of Fire.
Said the king. I don't know, but eventually he agreed. The next morning, the Master of Fire went out to meet the giant, who was now dressed up like a Master of Fire.
None shall pass without a fight. Choose your weapon, dark or light, I'll more than match you, wrong or right.
Hello, the giant. I choose fire, said the Master of Fire. So he pulled out his torches and lit them and threw them at the giant. But the giant grabbed them and threw them back, burning hotter and brighter than before. The Master of Fire, he ran back to the kingdom with his clothes all in ashes.
Said the king, what shall I do?
But the counselor said nothing. Honey, said the queen, you could send the wise one.
Great idea, said the king. I'm glad we thought of it.
So the next day, the wise one went out to meet the giant on his horse and cart. So he came to the giant, who was dressed up like a wise one.
None shall pass without a fight. Choose your weapon, dark or light, I'll more than match you, wrong or right. Well, the giant.
So the wise one, I'll have to think about this. So he sat down on his cart. After a while, his stomach began to grumble. So he pulled out his brown bag, pulled out a loaf of bread. Just as he was about to take a bite, he heard the giant stomach grumble.
Are you hungry? Would you care to share in my humble abode? the giant, trying to beat me with kindness. It won't work.
And he pulled out from his brown bag a table with wines and fruits and cheeses, all fit for the wise one.
Oh, thank you for the wise one. He sat down at the table.
When he'd eaten his fill and a little bit more, he leaned back.
I think you should know a bit about myself, said the wise one. I live in a forest right outside the city of here, and though I haven't claimed it for myself, people call me the wise one. Said the giant. Another challenge! I will tell you even more about myself than you have told me about you. I have no name, because my father is the wind and my mother is a crude glass. I can only look like what I see, and I can only do what others do to me. Ah, said the wise one, I thought as much. Then he climbed back into his cart. Well, it's getting dark out, and I need to get to the city there by tonight. Would you like a ride? You dare to challenge me again, said the giant, and he picked up the wise one, and the carriage, and the horse, and raced with them to the city of there, and set them down gently. I hope, said the giant, you have learned your lesson. Oh, I have, thank you, said the wise one. And the king and subjects will thank you too.
So from now on, if you're going from here to there, you can only go halfway, and then the giant gives you a ride.